Cosatu wants the SABC board to step down. This after the public broadcaster applied for 1.5 billion rand in COVID-19 relief. Cosatu spokesperson Sizwe Pamla joins me for more. Very good morning to you. Why are you calling for this action?
Well, we are calling for this action because, number one, we've been talking to SABC to make sure that they do what the parliamentarians and other stakeholders have been saying, to stop retrenching workers and finding ways of fixing the public broadcaster without really destroying workers' livelihoods. And number two, you will remember that SABC was given 3.2 billion by the National Treasury, and they are yet to explain an account on what they did with the money. And now again, they are coming back and asking for a further another 1.2 billion. Here is a problem. When this board was brought in, it came in to fix the problems of the SABC, and one of the problems was the lack of accountability, was the lack of transparency, and was the really failure by the previous board to come out with a coherent, convincing strategy of how to turn around the public broadcaster without depending on the fiscals. But what they are doing is that they are going back to the fiscals again. And now we are saying National Treasury should not give them this money because, as we have said, not just about SOEs, about all companies in South Africa, to say those who are asking for bailouts from government should then commit that they are not going to retrench. We cannot take taxpayers' money to bail out companies and companies destroy jobs. So if you look at all of the failures so far of this board, we don't think that they are really a solution. We think they are more of a problem because they've been telling everybody to leave them alone. They told parliamentarians not to interfere. They told other stakeholders they were going ahead with retrenchments. Now they are coming back and asking for a bailout. And we are saying, no, they cannot have their cake and eat it. Either.
How do they balance the problem, though? The COO says that the company is bloated, so you have a problem there. So how do you tackle that without asking for more money?
Well, firstly, number one, they have not conducted an audited, a skills audit to show to unions that the company is really bloated. Number two, when you are going to retrench workers, you first have to convince everybody that this is the only option that you have, that we have done everything. If you look at the exorbitantly corrupt contracts that they are still entertaining, the public broadcast, it means that they are not in a desperate situation, because if they were in a desperate situation, they will be doing something about that. Look at the power utility, for an example. As an example, it is aggressively pursuing all of those people who were involved in looting. What is SABC doing to make sure that it reverses some of the transactions that were corrupt and it goes after the people who are implicated in looting? So we want to see action before they come, because we think that they are using retrenchment as a shortcut. And on top of that, they have not presented a skills audit that shows that really what they are saying is based on fact and not just on speculation.
How do you expect the board to respond to your calls?
Well, they've been very intransigent. We don't expect them to step down, which is why we're saying that then they have to be, firstly, they need not be given this money, and they have to be fired, because they went to Parliament. Every political party in Parliament, listening to what they were presenting, wasn't convinced that retrenchment is the only option that they have, and wasn't convinced that they actually do have a coherent, convincing turnaround strategy. So as things stand, if you look at the fact that they've told everybody else to stay out of the SABC business, they are the only ones who are in charge. We don't expect them to turn around and listen to what we've got to say, which is why we're saying that the National Treasury and the department that is in charge of SABC should then be much more hands-on in dealing with the problems, because the public broadcaster, we were seeing signs of a turnaround with regards to the performance of workers. We were very happy with the work that these workers have been doing all across during the lockdown, but they don't deserve the kind of treatment that this board is subjecting them to.
Okay, appreciate your time. Let's leave it there, Sizwe Pamla.